So from a double number line, or just from any information, you can put your numbers into a table. So this is a table down here. Before we talked about if you had $10 per 4 pounds of apples, and we figured out this double number line where we had, let's use this, $10 for 4 pounds of apples, and we know we have 0 pounds for 0 apples. So just from reading this, $10 for 4 pounds of apples, and remember that, so your y coordinate is going to go over here on this right hand side, and your x coordinate is going to go on the left hand side, because in the end you're going to make a coordinate pair that's going to be your x coordinate and then your y coordinate, so it's just better to have them go from left to right. So we know that we have 4 pounds of apples, so we know that's one of the things that we have. And we also know at 4 pounds of apples it's going to be $10. So these two numbers go together. So we just put them by side, so these two numbers go together, 4 and 10. And the other two things we know when we start is that if we spend $0, we are going to get 0 pounds of apples. One thing that you can do is, let's say you didn't have the information that was up here in the top in your double number line. So you can always double this number. So if you have 4, you can say, well, 4 times 2 is going to give me 8. So I have 2 groups of that. And then 10 times 2 is going to give me 20. And that's the thing that I did when I copied this area right here. I copied it and then I moved it over and I pasted it here. So that's kind of the same thing we did. Or for the people that are more interested in addition, you could say 10 plus 10 is going to give me 20, and 4 plus 4 is going to give me 8. 0 plus 4 is going to give me 4, and 0 plus 10 is going to give me 10. So I can get those numbers right away, and then I can do before, like we said, I can go halfway in between. I can just think about, well, 4 divided by 2 gives me 2, and 10 divided by 2 gives me 5. So I get that. And then I can say, well, now I'm going up to, let me do the red. So I'm adding 2, adding 2. So then I'm going to add 2 and I get to 6. I'm going to add 2 and get to 8. And then you can see over here that I'm adding 5, adding 5. So if I add 5, I get to 15, add 5. So then you can go back in between and do the middle ones that we found before. So you would have in between 5 and 0, halfway is $2.50. And halfway between 0 and 2 is 1. So you can make a table, and you guessed it, hopefully. In the end, we are going to put these on a graph. So down at the bottom, we can do our pounds. So 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then on the side, remember we can do a different, just like we did on top, we can do a different scale. So I can do 2.50, 5, 750, 10, 1250, 15, 1750, 20, right? And then I just do my dots. So my first pair is going to be 0, 0. It's going to be this one. My second pair is going to be 1, 250. The way we've set it up, it's just going to go straight up. 2, 5, 3, 750, 4, 10. And you've got it. It's going to be a straight line. And that shows our proportional relationship, a straight line that goes through 0, 0. So we know that this is in a proportion. And then we can figure anything out into the distance.